Hello and thanks for staying with us. Nigerian ambassador to Benin Republic has said that Nigerian Customs Service will continue to maintain laws that will bring in consignment into the country. Also on customs reports, customs impound more consignments from smugglers operating along the unapproved routes in the country. Plus, more reports. I am Igisemi Idinye. Stay tuned. The Nigerian ambassador to Benin Republic has told Benin Republic importers how to export consignment into the country. He told them when he visited Nigerian mission in Benin Republic. He commended them for a job well done.
The product that is being produced in Benin,
que ce produit qui est sorti du Bénin,
before it can cross over to Nigeria,
avant que ce produit ne traverse la frontière pour aller au Nigeria,
even though we are brothers and we are sisters,
quand bien même nous sommes des frères et des sœurs,
it must meet some level of standardization.
ces produits doivent respecter des normes.
And today we are very lucky to have the chairperson that is regulating that standardization. That if we can meet the standardization,
Que si nous pouvons respecter les normes,
if we can meet the certification,
si nous pouvons avoir les certifications nécessaires,
and if we can also meet the registration processes, there will be no barrier to our product to Nigeria.
qu'il n'y aurait plus aucune barrière pour les produits béninois entrant au Nigeria.
And so that was why I thought that it is good for us to seize this opportunity again,
Encore une fois,
to re-emphasize that we desire to move our product to Nigeria. Your Excellency, Professor,
Votre Excellence, professeur,
all the people here, they are captains of industries.
tous les participants ici sont de hauts responsables d'industrie.
They are people who have firms and companies.
Ce sont des personnes qui ont des entreprises, qui ont des firmes.
If we don't give them this leverage,
Si nous ne leur donnons pas cet accès,
if we don't facilitate and satisfy some of these products,
si nous ne faisons pas le nécessaire pour faciliter cette certification des produits,
some of them will go through another corner.
certains d'entre eux pourraient chercher à prendre par d'autres voies.
They will go through another means
Ils pourraient utiliser d'autres moyens
and they will enter Nigeria
et puis ils vont rentrer au Nigeria.
because our borders are so porous.
Parce que nos frontières sont si poreuses.
So I have the feeling that it is better
Je pense que c'est mieux
that we formalize
que nous formalisions
those that are able to meet the certification.
ceux qui sont en mesure de remplir les conditions de certification.
We encourage them
Nous les encourageons
to do the certification
de faire la certification
and their product will go through the normal means.
et leurs produits vont pouvoir aller par les voies
The necessary
officielles.
revenue that will come to us, we'll be able to have it.
Les revenus qui doivent nous venir, nous allons les avoir.
And then we'll also be certified that it is correct thing that is entering our country.
Et nous serons aussi satisfaits de savoir qu'ils rentrent dans notre pays par les voies recommandées.
Because we are convinced that they are doing very good products.
Parce que nous sommes convaincus qu'ils sont en train de sortir de très bons produits.
Some of them, we have even asked them to bring sample of what they are producing.
Certains d'entre eux, nous leur avons même demandé d'apporter des échantillons de leurs produits.
Fake, I think it's fake product.
Elle est venue ici pour procéder à la destruction de faux produits.
That is to tell us that the problem we have between Benin Republic and Nigeria is not only the issue of movement of rice and vehicles.
Et c'est pour ainsi dire que le problème de commerce entre le Bénin et le Nigeria, ce n'est pas seulement une affaire de riz.
There are also fake drugs.
Qu'il y a aussi de faux médicaments.
There are things that are likely going to be introduced to Nigeria if we allow that other people are using here to transit.
Qu'il y a également des produits qui pouvaient être dommageables pour le Nigeria si on les laissait entrer sur le marché.
So I want to use this medium to commend the professor.
Alors je veux utiliser cette occasion pour demander au professeur
For the good job that he has been doing.
pour la féliciter pour le bon travail qu'elle fait.
The Lord will continue to strengthen you and
Le
your
Seigneur
team.
va
The Director General of NAFDAC, who was also at Benin Republic, also speaks on quality control.
We are the biggest economy in Africa.
Nous sommes la plus grande économie en Afrique.
And talking about drugs first, we have harmonization of the ECOWAS countries in terms of drug standardization.
Et en ce qui concerne les produits, en ce qui concerne les médicaments, premièrement, nous avons ce que nous appelons les normes standards qui...
So for food and drugs, the most important thing is to make sure that the standards are kept.
Et pour ce qui concerne les produits alimentaires et les médicaments, le plus important, c'est de s'assurer que les normes sont respectées.
The ambassador mentioned that the director of registrations and regulatory affairs of NAFDAC gave them, has been working with them with the guidelines. What I would like to have done is to actually translate the guidelines to French.
Et Son Excellence l'ambassadeur vient de dire que mon chargé des régulations a envoyé les lignes directrices pour la certification. Ce que je souhaiterais qu'il soit fait, c'est que ces normes soient traduites en français.
So that doing business will become much easier.
Afin que faire les affaires entre nous puisse devenir plus aisé.
So with all this done, all this said, we are looking forward to working more with Benin Republic. As like I said earlier, we are brothers and sisters, but when it comes to standardization, we think of our people, Benin Republic people, our own people, Nigerians, so that we can safeguard their health.
Alors, une fois que tout ceci est dit, je souhaiterais que nous puissions faire les affaires entre nous de manière plus facile. C'est vrai, j'ai dit premièrement que nous sommes des frères et des sœurs, mais lorsque nous en venons à l'étape de certification des normes, nous pensons à nos peuples, aussi bien aux Béninois qu'aux Nigériens, de nous assurer que nous faisons tout pour sauvegarder leur santé.
The people that traffic in bad drugs or bad foods don't think of our people in general.
Ceux-là qui font le commerce des faux médicaments ou bien des produits alimentaires de mauvaise qualité, ils ne font aucun cas de la santé des populations.
At the Seme border, we saw many things that were being brought in that will damage the health of our people, Nigerians, Benin people.
Et nous avons vu à la frontière de Sémin beaucoup de produits qui devaient être envoyés et qui, si tel était le cas, pouvaient porter atteinte à la santé de nos frères nigériens et béninois également.
That is why we need to educate our people in the two countries.
C'est pour cela que nous avons besoin d'éduquer nos concitoyens aussi bien au Nigeria qu'au Bénin.
And that will make trade much easier.
The customs area controller, who was also the trip, has this to say.
I would also like to use this opportunity to thank your coordinator here, peaceful human being otherwise. He's always going around on patrol to make sure that I get intelligent reports to relate to us, to make sure that we perform well. At the same time, that was really awesome. It took us almost 2 months to do this intelligent report to arrest that mosquito coil that was straight from China to the other outstation. We have been following it. They pack it out of the country because we have no right to enter another country to arrest them. But we use diplomacy to the extent that they say they are not going to use their vehicle. We should bring another truck and convey it. They surrender, which we did, together with the help of their coordinator. He has a sleepless night because of the mosquito coil. We thank God we are able to arrest it. There, which today we are going to destroy it. When I came here, 2003 I was here, but when I came back I saw border has changed completely. A lot of things. So I said to myself, I have to change this place. How do we change the place? How someone say, Ba Abudu Ana Susan. You cannot be running and be scratching your head. So it's either you stop and scratch or you start running. So I say, let me run. What I mean here is that I say, I don't want anything I don't want to compromise with anything. While I'm here for an assignment which I want to accomplish. But I would like to tell you, we have a garage, a notorious garage here. For the past 28 days, yes, nobody has able to scare those people out of that place. I cleared that place in 1 week without even clearing a rat. What I said was the border crew were able to clear everything. In short, madam, with this collaboration with our sister agency, will make a lot of impact. Within my stay here, we are able to arrest over 40,000 bags of rice. We are able to arrest over 40,000 cartons of tomato. When you talk of frozen chicken, we are talking of over 90,000. Some of those items that are good for human consumption were sent to IDPs, Yobe. Some that are bad, we sort them out. I gave sample to your people, NAFDA, which they confirmed that it's not even good for animal consumption. So the last burial we did a burial ceremony of 2,800 bags of rice in the presence of all our sister agencies.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Customs Area Controller in charge of Ogun State Command has said the command has continued to impound bags of rice from smugglers operating with small vehicles. The controller said that Customs will always arrest anybody caught with smuggled goods at the border.
I'm happy to inform you that within the period under review, we will be able to collect a revenue totaling 437,860 naira 681 naira only for the month of May 2018. On the anti-smuggling front, we have done very well. We have made total seizures of 51 vehicles comprising 19 Tokumbo, which includes a 2018 Ford Ranger valued at about 64 million. It's actually 2018-2019 release. It was being smuggled across our bush pass and we apprehended it. We equally had 32 seizures of means of conveyance. What we mean is that if you seize goods, the vehicle that was used to convey those illegal products are normally seized along, going by the provision of SEMA, which is our guiding principle.
You also speak on seizure made by SMEN as regards to rice importation into the country.
In the period also, rice, you know, I have told you, has become a problem. The Nigerian government wants to improve local production, but the smugglers are bent on working against that, thwarting it. But we are equal to the task. We told them that it cannot be done. We will take the fight to them. And in the period under review, we have seized 5,103 bags of 50 kg each of rice, foreign rice. In the period also, we seized 135 kegs of vegetable oil, 33 bags of sugar, 102 kegs of PMS. I think equally second-hand clothing, we have 76 bales have been seized, including second-hand shoes, second-hand ladies' handbags, and even new ones that were uncustomed. So in the period, you can see from what we have done well, and we'll continue to do that. We have warned the smugglers. This is a red flag for them. They should desist from the nefarious activities and allow our own local industry to grow. We cannot grow employment in another country. We are all sad that a lot of unemployed youths are bound in Nigeria, yet we empower other countries instead of our own. So we are equal to the task. The government is equipping us. If you see outside, you see an armored personnel carrier. It was just allocated to my command. They have equally sent us a truck, which will ease evacuation of seizures. And we're expecting some patrol vehicles. So with all this, I know that Ogun has become too hot for them. They should desist and change and become patriotic. We are converting every available space due to the recent onslaught we are waging on smugglers of rice. So all this rice you are seeing is almost the size of a big warehouse. But we are looking for space, and very soon we'll transfer them from here so that this place can be used for the purpose it's meant for. But we cannot, because of space, stop fighting smuggling. We must carry out the exercise and must seize whatever we find. So you can see that is why we have utilized this place. And you can imagine the quantity. And what you are seeing here is not just all. We still have quantities of rice in Abeokuta, because we have our head office at Abeokuta too. This is our operational headquarters. So this rice I'm showing you is just the seizures made within Idiroko axis.
In the process of this seizure, did your men have a encounter with some of the smugglers?
Yes, most of the time we don't. It's not a birthday party. The anti-smuggling is like war in this area. Most of the time you used to mobilize to attack us, but we form a synergy with the military.
The federal operation in this Zone A has again intercepted goods from smugglers. The controller said that the unit will always intercept any goods along the unapproved routes in the country.
Within the period under review, we have been able to intercept 9,049 bags of 50 kg rice, equivalent to 15 trailers of rice. A trailer carries 600 bags of rice. This is one of the trucks carrying this rice. We are going to show you more. There are others in the warehouse. Some are even the training school that we have constructively warehoused them for reason of space. But it is on record what we have been able to seize. 9,049 50 kg bags of rice, equivalent to 15 trailers of rice. You are aware that the federal government has a policy of local rice production in Nigeria. Essence is for us to have food security, to preserve our foreign exchange, to get employment for our teeming youth. This is the essence of the ban, and we should continue to encourage local production so that we'll be self-sufficient in food.
You see, if you look at now, the last time I think we had about 9 trailers or so, and this time around we have 15 trailers. You know, during festive period, people who are used to eating a particular food, they would like to widen their tentacle to make sure that they must eat. So along with that line, we also widen our tentacles, our anti-aggressive policies to make sure that we deprive them of eating the rice. And this is why what has brought us to this level, and we continue to do that. For the corporate organizations, we know dealing with human beings is a very difficult thing to do. That I'm sure after some time educating people, bringing it to their notice, what they are doing is not, outright they cannot call all their drivers and sack them because their work automatically will stop. But I'm sure, I believe, they assured us that they are going to look at this before employing new ones. Even those ones that, anyone according to them that they have done that, they have sacked them. And they have appealed to us that since we are a partner in progress by producing excisable products and we collect excise duty, so we partner together with them to make sure that whenever we have such driver, we also send to them to jail. Whenever vehicles or goods are brought here for non-production of custom documents, we send a report immediately to the custom headquarters. On one such individuals bring their documents and we are certified, we are pretty sure that they have adequate government money has been brought. We release them and copy it to the custom headquarters. Some of them, you see them, they are brought here for under detention because they have not paid adequate money. And when such money is collected, we also release them and notify the headquarters. That's why we have been, for instance, now we have been able to generate 59 million within 3 weeks. And this is for a short payment for such vehicles and goods that they try to beat the system.
He also warned importance against smuggling activities in the country.
Instead of developing other countries, let us develop our countries. We don't have any other one than this. So please, at any point in time, if you see people smuggling rice, give us information. You make arrest, call us. We'll be like your intervention post, we'll roll, we'll continue so that we'll make sure that it is arrested and will be brought here. So that next time when we have press conference, we'll be able to show you, say this is one of the, we will not disclose anybody's name. We'll just go.
Like every Nigerian, we have read and heard pronouncements by a minister of the Federal Republic about the possibility of shutting down borders with some of our neighboring countries because of cases of smuggling, especially rice smuggling. As far as we are concerned, we are implementers of government fiscal policy. Any moment that pronouncement is made by the federal government, it will be our duty, and indeed the duty of all Nigerians, to provide the needed support to effectively block and ensure that the closure really works. Customs will deploy massively to the border, and if need be, we will not hesitate to request the assistance of our sister agencies, which I am confident they will be quite willing to provide the needed support to achieve the aim of the federal government. Look, if you are talking about the challenge, the challenges of our anti-smuggling operations, and you want to know what particular product remains most challenging across the land borders, rice will certainly be the number one. Vehicles will probably take the second position. That's not to say that other prohibited items in one way or the other may not be part of their shop list. The shop list of the economic saboteurs. We have remained resolute in our fight against rice smugglers. This is because, as Nigerians, we believe that this country is blessed with arable land, enough manpower to be able to farm rice that will feed the populace and even export outside. We should not continue to feed ourselves by food produced by other countries. Do not forget the fact that each time you buy a foreign product, each time you consume foreign rice, you are empowering that country to produce more and making yourself dependent on their ability to feed you. The health implications of some of this rice calls into question because, as I told you, custom officers are Nigerians like every other national. We have family members also who we eat this rice. Most of this rice that are being brought into this country are those that have overstayed their shelf life in the producing countries. They just export them to us, and they turn us into a dumping ground for all sorts of rice. They are brought in an unwholesome ways. Our experiences as custom officers have shown that not only that these smugglers are depriving government of needed revenue, not only that they are taking away jobs from our people, the sheer diabolic ways some of these things are brought in. I use the word diabolic because we've had situations where rice were brought in a coffin, casket that is used for dead bodies. We have found situations where rice were brought in spare tires. We've seen the situations where rice were brought in tankers fuel tankers, with all sorts of contamination. These people do not care about the lives of Nigerians. All they care about is the profit that we make. They are enemies of state, and we urge all Nigerians to see them as such and provide the needed support for us by way of giving us credible information that we, up or against. But let me just give you a few statistics. Between January to December 2017, we made a seizure of 193,550 kg bags of this rice. January to May this year already, we've recorded 85,300 309 bags. So the seizures continue. Even, I mean, these are statistics that does not include the ones that have been made maybe in the last 3 weeks, or that the Federal Operation Unit just made thousands, some 3 or 4, 5,000 just 2 days ago, and other custom formations across the country. So the fight against rice smugglers is total and unrelenting.
Just before we round up this week's edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where the Nigerian High Commissioner in Benin Republic told importers operating in that country to make sure that they follow the rules as approved by the Nigerian government. For me, Egeseme Etinye, thanks for watching.